My name is Michael Horvath, and I'm the Field Office Director for the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services Pittsburgh Field Office. I would like to welcome all of the candidates for naturalization today, their family members and guests who've chosen to join them for this special occasion. I want to extend a special thank you to the Pittsburgh Pirates for hosting today's ceremony, and to welcoming Pittsburgh and the Office of Mayor William Peduto for their efforts in coordinating the ceremony today. We also appreciate everyone's patience and flexibility due to the change of time of the baseball game, and we are looking forward to seeing the later innings as we celebrate your citizenship. You will use your tickets to enter the ballpark following the ceremony. There's an old saying, as American as baseball and apple pie. It is fitting today that we are here to celebrate this milestone in your lives. At this time, I would like to ask everybody to please rise for the national anthem. You may be seated. And thank you to everybody who was singing along. That was marvelous. At this time, I would like to introduce Betty CRUZ with the Office of the Mayor of William Peduto.
Good evening, everyone. This is such a special day. My name is Betty CRUZ. I'm in the mayor's office. The mayor sent his regrets. He wanted to be here, and traffic got in the way, so I'm sorry about that. But I will share that the mayor launched Welcoming Pittsburgh a couple years back because he values our growing immigrant community and wants to make sure that everyone who's here, wherever they are coming from, they feel welcome and part of this city. And he feels deep connection to his own immigrant roots, and that's exhibited in his commitment to each of you. And I can share on a personal note, as the daughter of Cuban immigrants, this is a very moving moment for me. Every time I come to one of these services, I just feel so honored to be able to be a part of your day, because it's a very important day. And we don't take it lightly. It's a big commitment, and it's our honor to be part of this and to be able to lift up your stories in the city. And we're so thankful that you've made Pittsburgh your home, whether you've been here for 5 years or 45 years. We're thankful that we're part of this journey with you. So thank you very much. And it's also an honor for us to be doing this with the Pirates. As I said, we're Cubans, my family, so Cubans love baseball. So it's a double privilege to be here with you today. So thank you so much for letting us share in this moment with you. And thank you to USCIS for your collaboration.
Thank you, Ms. CRUZ. Today we have two other very special guests from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Ms. Susan CURDA, the Acting Regional Director for U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Northeast Regional Office. Director CURDA will be presenting the roll call of countries. And from our headquarters in Washington, D.C., we have USCIS Chief of Staff Juliet CHOI. Chief of Staff CHOI will be administering the Oath of Allegiance. Director CURDA will be calling out the roll call of countries, When you hear your country called, please stand and remain standing until all countries have been called out. I'd like to call Director CURDA to the podium.
Thank you. How is everybody? Great. Hi, how is everybody? Awesome. There we go. Much better. This is a fabulous day, right? Yes. Okay. And it looks like the weather is holding out, so that's a good thing. I'm going to call the countries. And as Michael said, when you hear your country, we want you to stand up so that we can really see what we mean by the United States being a nation of immigrants. That people are coming from all corners of the earth here to be United States citizens. And I see a number of you wearing the gold and black, the Pittsburgh colors. Yes, that's great. But for right now and for about the next 25 minutes, I wanted you to think of your team colors as red, white, and blue. Because that's the team that you belong to as soon as Ms. Choi administers the oath. So let's start with 20 applicants for naturalization today from 14 different countries. Bhutan, please stand. People's Republic of China. Colombia. Ecuador. India. Italy. Nepal. Pakistan. The Philippines. South Africa. Togo. Turkey. The United Kingdom. And Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, this is America. Please be seated. USCIS Chief of Staff Juliet Choi, on behalf of the United States government, it is my pleasure to present these candidates for naturalization. Each of the 20 candidates has been personally examined under oath by a designated officer. Each has demonstrated an understanding of the English language, unless exempt, and knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of history and principles and form of the government of the United States. Each has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. The investigations of the government have been completed in their cases, and each has been found to meet all the requirements of the law to be naturalized. Therefore, on behalf of the United States government, I respectfully recommend that all candidates be admitted as citizens of the United States of America.
Thank you, Director Sue CURDA. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I don't knock this out. Ladies and gentlemen, and your families and friends, as Chief of Staff of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, it's my privilege, my absolute pleasure, to administer the oath of allegiance to the candidates, all 20 candidates for naturalization assembled here today. Candidates for citizenship, kindly allow me to ask you to please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America. against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith, and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States, when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States, when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute privilege and pleasure to be the first person to welcome you as our new fellow Americans. Please be seated. We, the women and men of USCIS, have the honor of being part of your journey to U.S. citizenship. From the day you first arrived here in the United States to this very moment when you took the oath of allegiance. We are absolutely humbled to be here, to be able to share in your sense of pride, joy, and personal triumph. On a personal note for me, as we shared, I do serve as the Chief of Staff for USCIS, but I'm the daughter of Korean immigrants who came to the U.S. in the 1960s, and Pittsburgh happens to be my birth town. So for me, it is an absolute personal pleasure to be here today with you. Many of you have crossed oceans, endured very long waits, or overcome tremendous obstacles to join this great nation of immigrants. And it is absolutely fitting that we're welcoming you here in PNC Park, home of baseball's Pittsburgh Pirates. While baseball is the most American of games, known as our national pastime, it is extremely diverse, as Betty and her family alludes to. Major League Baseball players hail from all over the globe, from Cuba to Australia to South Korea, so many more countries. The sport is representative of the incredible range of nationalities, ethnicities, and backgrounds that make up the population and the vibrancy of our great country. It is also fitting that we're holding today's ceremony here in Pittsburgh, which became known as a city of immigrants as people migrated here to work in the steel mills in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Throughout our country's history, the immigrants of Pittsburgh have helped shape this great nation in so many, many ways. Andrew Carnegie, born in Scotland, is probably the most well-known immigrant to call Pittsburgh home. He became America's steel magnate, founding the Carnegie Steel Company. Later in life, he donated over $300 million to create educational institutions around the country, including Pittsburgh's Carnegie Institute of Technology, now Carnegie Mellon University, and the Carnegie Museums of Pittsburgh. Henry John Heinz, an American businessman who founded the H.J. Heinz Company, was the child of Bavarian immigrants. His contributions would change the American food industry here in the U.S. and I think around the globe forever. And the first polio vaccine was discovered by Jonas Salk at the University of Pittsburgh. Dr. Salk, like Mr. Heinz, was also the child of European immigrants, his parents having come to the U.S. from Poland. Today, Pittsburgh is known for its healthcare, technology, bioscience industries, Americans like Tai Sing Lee, a Carnegie Mellon University researcher, originally from China, also helping to reinvent Pittsburgh's economy. Dr. Lee is a renowned scientist studying the human visual system at the Center for the Neural Basis of Cognition. It is because of the hard work of American immigrants like you, your friends, your families, that make Pittsburgh and America really, truly a pinnacle of creativity and hard work. Throughout our history, immigrants have contributed to the strength of this city and this nation and helped to make the U.S. a world leader with our innovations and businesses. You have now joined a very special, diverse, esteemed group of naturalized citizens upon taking today's oath of allegiance. You hail from many different countries, but regardless of where you're from, you are all united by the same rights, responsibilities, and freedoms guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. All 20 of you, each and every one of you, have new opportunities to contribute to your community and our country. I challenge you, I encourage you to use your talents to leave a legacy of service for future generations of Americans. And if you're looking for a place to start, you can visit service.gov, New Americans. I implore you to consider volunteering at your local organization, your church, your temple, your synagogue. Lend your voice as a community advocate. Uplift your community. I hope one day you'll consider running for public office. And of course, cast your vote, your very important vote on Election Day. Whatever you choose, I encourage you to be active and engage citizens. Our democracy, our citizenry, depends on the participation of each and every one of you. For those of you that might be into social media and sharing stories, I also encourage you to hashtag away and perhaps share your story on #NewAmericans. Again, from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of all of USCIS, so many people who have cheered you on, I congratulate you and your families. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief of Staff Choi. One of the unique and often memorable parts of our ceremonies is hearing from our new citizens. At this time, I would like to invite Luis GUZMAN to address the group. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Thanks, Michael. Like Michael said, my name is Luis GUZMAN. I'm originally from Guayaquil, Ecuador. That's in South America, although people don't believe that because of my height, but I am from Ecuador. My journey to become a U.S. citizen started about 16 years ago. I came to go to college. I came to play basketball. You know, as a young person, I had some dreams, and I was able to start in a small college in Newark, New Jersey, my freshman year, and then I moved over to another college in Burlington, Vermont. And my last 2 years, I finished here in Pittsburgh, Robert Morris University, and I was, lucky enough to get a full scholarship, which paid for my college education. So I've been in Pittsburgh for the last 14 years, and I call this home. I met my wife, my lovely wife, sitting over there about 8 years ago, and we have a 16-month-old child, Luis, also is sitting back there. As far as opportunities in this country, I mean, that was one of the main reasons that made me come. I mentioned I got a basketball scholarship to go to college. My education was paid for, which was great. I was able to find work right after college, worked for a great company called PGT Trucking, and I'm still working for them. I made great friends along the way, some of which are here with me. and I appreciate that. I bought a house 4 years ago. You know, I have a career going, so a lot of opportunities have been given to me, and you know, it's been great for me. And finally, I'm at this stage that I'm becoming a U.S. citizen, and it is an honor and it is a privilege to become a U.S. citizen and call America my country. And I just want to say this country has given me so much. It hasn't always been easy, but I think, you know, like they say, with hard work and dedication, all your goals can be achieved. So thank you, and congratulations to everybody else too.
Thank you, Mr. Guzman. At this time, I would like to open the floor to any of the other candidates who would like to maybe briefly share their story, or maybe say a note of thank you to somebody who's in the audience who's been along their journey with them. Do we have anybody who would like to come up and speak? Today is your day. Today is your opportunity to share. So, and again, the stories are all fantastic, as we just heard from Mr. Guzman. You all have different stories, so if anybody's interested in coming up, now's your opportunity, your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. No takers? That's okay. I understand it's difficult getting up in front of a group and sharing, but one thing that I do want to stress to you is make sure you share your story with your relatives and with your friends. I know that my grandmother always shared her story with me. She came to the United States when she was 8 years old from Hungary. This was just before World War I broke out in Europe. They got out of there in time. They came to the United States. They had family here. At 8 years old, she was the first to go to school. She was the first to speak English. And it always captured my heart to hear her tell that story. And working for U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services and thinking about what she went through, it's really satisfying for me. So make sure, even though you didn't share today, make sure you share your stories, because 100 years from now, your grandchild might be up in front of a group sharing your story with them. I'm going to try for another round of audience participation. We'll see how this goes. I see some young people in the audience. It looks like they're very young, but does any of the children want to come up to help lead the Pledge of Allegiance? Would any of the, are there any children of people who naturalized today who want to come up to lead us in the pledge? They can be adults. No takers? All right, well, would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? When we say the pledge, we do so with our right hand over our heart facing the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. At this time, we will be presenting each of the new citizens with their certificate of naturalization. When you hear your name called, please come up and receive your certificate. Chief of Staff Juliet Choi will present your certificate. Director Susan CURDA will present you with a flag. You will receive congratulations from USCIS District Director for Pennsylvania, Michael Borgen. And this is also an opportunity for people to take photos. Betty Cruz, will you join us in the congratulatory line? Okay. And we ask that once you receive your certificate that you return to your seat until all the certificates have been distributed.
Okay, first up we have Luis Guzman.
Congratulations. You want to pose for a photograph with us? Maybe stand between some folks here. We've got time. We can do this with all of us. I'm not used to looking up.
Marco Graziano. Sonia Skuta. Niketa Ritesh Patel. Aisha Khan. Vasudevan Parthasarathi. Latha Ramadas. Kina Maya Gurung. Saha Rai. Budi Maya Rai. Jose Umali.
Get those shoes in the picture, please.
Madhu Kudaravali. Sweta Kayal. Catherine Barbara Parham. Tuba Duran. Larissa Kumaka. Mahonena Thong. Mauricio Marin. Nan Lee. Tweetngan Gwyn.
How about a round of applause for all of them?
Because you're going to get an opportunity to do that. That's why you have these nice big flags. All right, so one more time, let's practice. There we go. Perfect. Thank you all. Congratulations.
Before we adjourn, I want to take a moment to again to thank the Pittsburgh Pirates for hosting today's ceremony, providing this lovely venue. They also provided tickets to the game, and there is still food in the back of the room, so please feel free to go back, take advantage of the appetizers and hors d'oeuvres that they put out. I want to thank, again, the Mayor's Office and Welcoming Pittsburgh. We've been collaborating with them for about a year now on a lot of outreach activities and ceremonies around the city, and it just gives me such great pleasure to be able to do ceremonies in meaningful venues like this, to bring people out, to bring the media out, and to really celebrate your citizenship and immigration to the United States, because you've made us all very proud on the journey that you've been on. Special thanks to Chief of Staff Juliet Choi for coming all the way from Washington, D.C. to celebrate with us today and to administer the oath, and to Regional Director Susan CURDA for coming all the way from Vermont today to celebrate with us. Thank you. So as Chief of Staff Choi pointed out, we are on Facebook and Twitter, so please feel free to share your photographs there. Immigration officers will be available after the ceremony to answer questions anybody has, but go forth, do good things as citizens, and let's go Bucks.